Students, now you will be appearing for your first term examination. In history, you will cover 5 chapters for this exam: writing and the city life, an empire across 3 continents, the Central Islamic land, the three orders, and the changing cultural traditions. For the short terms and for the short times, read the chapter, highlight the important terms, and prepare a concise notes. So today we will revise a chapter named Writing and the City Life. So the topic you have to cover in this chapter. First you can see Mesopotamia and its geography, significance of urbanization, emergence of town in the southern Mesopotamia, the roles of the temples and the king, life in the city, and the important is the significance of writing and development of writing and the legacy of of writing. So when we talk about first, as we are doing the chapter writing and the city life in Mesopotamia, okay, so what is the meaning of the city? So you can see that the city word, it derived from the Latin word called civitas, which describe a highly organized community like the city state of ancient Greek. The city, it provide a man with his religion, his amusement, education, and sought to satisfy his every need. So the beginning of living of the people in the town is generally taken as the start of the civilization. So the first phase in the growth of city began between 5 and 6,000 years ago with the settlements, which grew into what we call river valley civilization of Mesopotamia. It is in present day Iraq, Egypt, India, and China. So these towns no more dependent on agriculture and domestic animals. As the civilization grew in size and trader routes grew in numbers, this town became the center for merchant, craftsmen, traders, and government officials. The division between town and country, you can see urban and rural, began. So now we start the early cities in Iraq, Mesopotamia and its geography. So here you can see the archaeologists, they hold that the city life began. When we talk about the city life, it began with Mesopotamia, a part of the modern Iraq. So the name Mesopotamia, if we talk about the Mesopotamia, it means that it is derived from the Greek word meso, meaning middle. Okay, when we talk about meso, meaning middle, between, and potamus, between, you can see meaning a river. Okay, so Mesopotamia is the land between the Euphrates and the river Tigris. Here you can see it's a land between the river Euphrates and the Tigris. So some of the early city which emerged in Mesopotamia were the Uruk and Amri, and the archaeologists, they have established that civilization appeared earlier in the region of the southern Mesopotamia than anywhere else. So urban settlement, monumental architectures and writing were all in existence by 3500 BCE in Iraq. So in the Sumeria, Mesopotamia, there were 15 to 20 large cities, each surrounded by a smaller town, village and hamlet. So in this topic, we will cover, if we talk about Mesopotamia and its geography, we will see the physiographic divisions, the climate, the natural vegetations of Iraq. So Iraq is a land of diverse environment. Okay, if we talk about Iraq in the north, you can see um, in the northeast, okay, it lies green, you can see undulating plains, trees covered mountain ranges with clear streams with wildflower with enough rainfall to grow crop. When we talk about here agriculture, it began between 7000 to 6000 BCE. So if we talk about in the north, it is stretched, it's stretch of upland called the steppe grassland. So animal husbandry, you can see, this offer people a better livelihood than agriculture. So here you can see the steppe grassland. Okay, you can see after the winter rain, the sheep, the goats, they feed on the grasses and low shrubs that grow in this region. To the east, you can see the tributaries of the Tigris. It provides route of communication, okay, into the mountain of Iran. Okay, so the south is a desert region, and this is where the first cities and writing emerged. So here you can see this desert could support the cities. You can see the river Euphrates and Tigris which rise in the northern mountain. Okay, they carry loads of silt or the fine muds when they flood, or you can see when their water is let out or flow on the field, the fertile silt, it is deposited on this land. So after the Euphrates it's entered the desert, the water flow into small channels, and these channels flood their bank or the shore, function as irrigation canals. So here you can see that water could let out in the field of wheat, barley, peas or lentil when necessary. It was the agriculture of this southern Mesopotamia. As you can see this irrigated field, okay, that was the most protected even though the region did not have sufficient rainfall to grow crop. Not only in agriculture, you can see the this region, as you have read about the steppe grassland in the north, the undulating plain in the northeast, okay, and the mountain slopes, the sheep and the goats they grazed on these regions produced milk, meat and wool in abundance. Even you can see fish was available in river, and date palm gave fruit in the summer. So now we talk about significance of urbanization. So student, we saw one factor, as you can see, rural prosperity, that is responsible for the growth of the city. We shall read other factors that are too responsible for the growth of the urbanization. Okay, cities and towns are not just places. If you talk about the cities and towns, they are not just a places with large population. Okay, when an economy it developed in spheres in other field, as in trade, service, manufacture, other than food production, then it become an advantage for people to cluster in towns. So city people they remain no more self-sufficient. As far as cities are concerned, okay, it depend on the product or service of other city or the village peoples. There is continuous interaction among them. You can take an example. The carver of a stone seal require bronze tool that he himself cannot manufacture, and the color stone for the seal for which you can see specialization is needed. So the bronze tool you can see maker does not go to other places to get this metal, copper or tin. He also require regular supply of charcoal for fuel. So here you can find the division of labor is a mark for urban life. If we talk about secondly the fuel, metal, various type of stone, woods come from different places, okay, for city manufacturers. It require, when we talk about these raw materials, it require or it need social organization. For this purpose is also need organized trade and arrangement for the storage of grain and other food item are brought to the towns from the villages. The food supply need to be stored and distributed. Moreover, many different activities have to be coordinated. It is thus evidence that in such a system some people give commands and other obey. The urban economy generally require the keeping of the written record. movement of good into the cities. So here you can see the movement of good from one place to another into the cities. You can see efficient transport system is very necessary for urban development. You can see the cheapest mode of transportations are water route everywhere in the world. And when we talk about the canals and the natural channels of ancient Mesopotamians, they were the route of the good that are transport between large as well as settlement. Okay, so here you can see the movement of goods into the cities. It was done by the um, uh, water route. Okay, so the account on the city of Mari in the southern Mesopotamia make clear the importance of of the Euphrates as a world route. So when we talk about the development of writing, so you can see a pictograph form of writing was developed in Mesopotamia. Okay, the first Mesopotamian tablet, it was written around 3200 BC. It contained the pictures like sign and numbers. Okay, so here you can see there were 5000 list of oxen, fish, bread, loaves, etc. So this list of the goods were brought into into or distributed from the temple of Uruk, a city in South Mesopotamia. It is clear that writing began when society needed to keep record of transaction, because in the city life you can see transaction were made at different times and involved many people, and you can see various kind of good. So when we talk about the ordinary writing material, it was a soft clay tablet. Okay, for the children struggling to learn writing, the clay tablets must have been very convenient, while a fair copy could be preserved by baking it. So the sign on the clay tablet were impressed with a stylus having a triangular tip. So this gave each stroke the shape of a, you can see, wedge, and that we call cuneiform or wedge shape. And if we talk about the language, it was Sumerian. So the Akkadian, they adopted the Sumerian script to represent the Semitic language, and you can see the Babylonia and the Assyrian, they followed their example. Even this Assyrian, they added some 200 new syllabic sign to those who already in use. To learn to read and write the cuneiform script was a considerable achievement, and scribe formed an important class in a society. So when we talk about this literacy, very few peoples in Mesopotamia could read and write, and the writing was a skilled craft. There were hundreds of signs to learn, and many of them were very complex. So when we talk about the use and the significance of writing, so what you will cover here, the connection between the city life and writing is brought out in a long Sumerian epic poem about Enmarker, one of the earliest ruler of Uruk, a city that is par excellence. Okay, there can be little learning and no literature without writing. The development of art of writing contributed to the development of literature. So most of the people, they recognize the value of writing for the preservation of the history. So the story or the poem tell us about that writing was a sign of superiority of Mesopotamia urban culture. Urbanization in southern Mesopotamia, temple and king. So you will see emergence of town in southern Mesopotamia, the role of the temples and the king. So you know that settlement began to develop in southern Mesopotamia from 5000 BC. The sum of the settlement they gradually developed into earlier cities. The cities were of various kind, which developed around temples. Those that developed as a center of trade, and another are the imperial cities. So you can see the early settlers began to build and rebuild temple at some selected spots in their village, and this temple, it was the residence of various gods such as the moon god of Ur, or Inanna of the goddess of love and war. And when bricks begged to be used for the construction of temples, the temple became larger with several rooms. It's around open courtyards. So the worshipper of God, they brought grain cut fish. The god was considered as the owner of agricultural field, the fisheries, the local community. When we talk about the record of protection and the distribution and allotment of grain, plow, animals, bread, beer, fish were maintained. So the temple it gradually developed its activity and became the main urban institutions. And here you can see there was a, if we talk about early Mesopotamia countryside, saw repeated conflict over land and water. So in this conflict there was continuous warfare, and the chief who was successful in war they obliged their follower by distributing the loot